As the portals open, so does our heart, so does our mind, so does our potential. Aloha and welcome. Thank you everyone so much for joining. My name is Brendan, aka Wolf Shield, aka Mystic Spider-Man, aka Skull Babylon, welcoming you to another very special guided global meditation presented here on behalf of Paradigm Shift Central, a portal for inspirational conscious media, building a global team of shifters, of light guardians, people who are actively helping work together to be able to help assist and accelerate with the shift in consciousness through acts of creativity and compassion. If this is your first time here, if this is your first introduction to the community, then I'm so honored for you to be able to join us during this very special meditation. Happy 11/11, November 11th. Happy full moon. Happy moment simply being here, celebrating as a community. And for those of you who are joining us live at this moment, if you haven't already yet, please feel free to share this broadcast. We're going to get 1 million people tuned into this broadcast. That's the intention. We're going to do this broadcast as if there is 1 million people tuned in. And so I'll explain a little bit about what to be able to expect from this broadcast. For those of you in the YouTube chat, do me a favor and drop an 1111 to confirm that the audio is coming through. If there's if at any point, if the audio sounds off, please let me know. You guys are, you people are my wingman on this. So sometimes I don't always hear it, but I'm doing like 7 jobs at once in terms of producing these. But either way, just let me know. And yeah, let's get right into this. So November 11th, 11/11, the portal is opening. We are coming back once again. If this is your first time here, we have done numerous guided meditations through the Paradigm Shift Central project over the years. We've been doing live broadcasts going back all the way to 2011. This is like before people were even broadcasting on YouTube way back in the day. And so what we're going to be doing here tonight, we're going to be going through a story meditation. This is going to be an experience. This is going to be a visceral meditation that is designed to be able to help you connect with more parts of yourself, with more parts of the world, with more parts of the dream, and to be able to call you into your potential, to call you into your power, to call you into your purpose, call all of us into our shared purpose. And so as we go through this, again, I just want to be able to invite you to begin getting nice and comfortable. So start preparing your space if you haven't already yet, meaning get some pillows. What I would recommend is finding a nice place where you'll be comfortable sitting. You want to be able to maintain a degree of stillness to the best of your ability. You don't have to be an expert at this form of meditation, and I'll explain a little bit more about what to be able to expect, and then we're going to get right into the meditation. So what I want you to be able to do is to be able to practice finding a comfortable place. What I would recommend is like sitting on a bed, get some pillows behind your back, and then take another pillow and then put it on your lap if you prefer. If you are choosing to lie down, that is an option, though just be aware that it's not unlikely that you might fall asleep while doing that. Sometimes people listen to these meditations and they'll like intentionally fall asleep, and then it gets like intertwined with their dreams, and hey, that's a thing in itself. So whatever works for you, but try and stay awake. You want to be able to be in a calm, comfortable stillness so that in this sense, in this practice, the energy, the focus is directed inwards, is directed towards the imagination. As we're going deeper, understand that a part of this practice is in being able to just like be comfortable in that stillness, because what will happen, say we're in like the middle of the meditation, then suddenly you're just like, oh, like my nose itches, or like I have to like scratch my face or something like that. Sometimes what can happen is like when we move our body, it will shift the focus out of the imagination. So if you do notice at any point there's like any sort of discomfort, just try observing it and try not to move your body. But at the same time, you can totally do it anyways, and it's not a big deal. So whatever works for you is absolutely fine. So As we get going into this meditation, of course, I just want to be able to say thank you to everyone here. Thank you to every single person in the community. If this is your first time here, be sure to check out more at paradigmshiftcentral.com after this broadcast so you can connect more with the community. We have a team Discord chat. You're welcome to join. You can check out some of the broadcasts that we do throughout the week on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can also check out the Patreon where you can support with monthly donations and get special rewards and perks and join as leading members within the community. And of course, a huge thank you and shout out to our Patreon supporters for helping make this broadcast possible. And a quick reminder, if anybody tuned into this, if you already have your Light Guardian crystal, then please feel free to hold it with you during this meditation. And the Light Guardian crystals, these are items that we have available within the community that I hand make that are exclusively affordable for people supporting on Patreon, but you can order it through the Quest item shop in general. And so if you have a Light Guardian crystal, like, bring that with you during this meditation. Any meditation. So again, thank you to our Patreon supporters. Be sure to check out the links all for that on down below in the info. And if you have any questions, and of course, let me know. But you can also follow me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man. So that's the basis. We've kind of got things all covered here. And again, if you haven't already yet and you're watching this live, share this broadcast. We're going to have like I said, there's going to be a decent amount of people tune into this. It's going to be over 100. I would definitely say that. And then people in the future are going to tune into this as well. So thank you. Thank you for inviting your friends. Thank you for adding your energy to this. So like I said, prepare your space if you haven't yet. I'm just going to explain to you some very basic parts about the meditation, and then we'll get right into this. So dim your lights, get your pillows, get comfortable, get a glass of water, sage your room if you need to. Light your incense, whatever it is. Put on your comfy pants, whatever's going to help you get nice and relaxed. That is important. You can start doing that now. You can start allowing yourself to get nice and relaxed as we speak. So, what you will be able to expect from this meditation, if you have never been a part of the meditation that we've done here, these are quite different. This is almost like a first-person journey, a first-person story, but it's still going to be unique to you. There's still going to be elements of it that will be very unique to you. I really don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it. And so within this meditation, the only other thing that I'm going to mention is that there will be music that will be conducted through it. So that's kind of like the technical elements that go into this production, is that like I'm sharing the story, plus I'm like mixing the music. And with the music and with the intention and with the process of the meditation, I just want to be able to tell you this is very important. I want you to be open to activation sensations. Activation sensations are those tingling sensations up the spine, energy kind of like moving out through the nervous system, through the body. Some people refer to it as kundalini, whatever you want to refer to it. Either way, I kind of think of those as, I call them activation sensations. I think that's kind of a cool name, but it's kind of like those sensations are good. You can kind of like, and what happens is that when they happen, I want you to be aware of it, and then I want you to try riding that sensation if it happens. If it doesn't, that's okay. But there's going to be certain points in this meditation where you're going to feel that. And if you feel that, I want you to kind of breathe through it and allow yourself to maintain it. This can actually happen. I've done this, where when you breathe with it, this activation sensation can be like kind of continued for periods at a time, even minutes at a time. So just be aware of that. That's something that this meditation is designed to be able to help bring forth into your experience. So awesome. All right. So with that said, again, if this is your first time here, please feel free to drop a 222 in the chat. Everybody here, if you want to send in one last message of gratitude, do that. And then everyone get off the chat. Get off the chat and just get yourself nice and comfortable. Whatever you need to do, if you want to hold some crystals, absolutely. Whatever you feel you want to be able to do to help make this unique experience yours. And so, in terms of that, I'm just double checking if there's anything else I need to remind us of. This meditation will be about an hour long. I'll tell you that. It will be about an hour long. And then after this meditation, be sure to not get up and drive anywhere. Take your time, get some food, relax, get some fresh air, go howl at the moon, and enjoy and just be open. And of course, also, there are going to be moments in this meditation where you're going to be very heart-centered. And if you feel like you're like bringing up emotion and you might kind of feel close to the edge of crying, give yourself permission to. I give you permission to. You're allowed to. You're in space where it is totally accepted, encouraged, welcomed. And so if there are moments in this meditation where you feel you're just like, yo, I just need to cry right now, allow this meditation to be what it needs to be for you, knowing that it's going to be unique for every single person. So as we go through this meditation, one last thing I ask you to do is to just practice sending me some good vibes. And basically what I mean by this is that as we go through this, there's a lot of kind of production elements. My brain's kind of focusing on like multiple things at once, and I do my best to be able to bring you the best version of this meditation live on the spot. And so some of it's there's a skeleton, but then there's a lot of it that's going to be intuitively kind of brought through in the moment. So I invite you to just kind of allow me to be able to show up in the best way I can by you guys just being like, we love you, Brendan, yeah, go team. So it's appreciated. It really does help. So all right, so with that said, let's get right into the meditation. And what we are going to do to begin this, we are going to begin relaxing the body. We are going to scan the body, and then from there we're going to bring ourselves into the first scene of the story, into the first part of the meditation, and then from there it will continue. So I'm going to switch my camera view here, so you're not going to see me on screen. I'm just going to put up the paradigm shift sigil, and as I said, just allow yourself to get nice and relaxed, and everything is all good. We are ready to roll. And with that said, we will get ready to begin our meditation. So thank you again, everyone, for joining. Happy full moon. Happy 11/11. My name is Brendan, Wolf Shield, Mystic Spider-Man, Skull Babylon. It is an honor for me to be able to be here holding space with you as a team, as a community. The intention of this broadcast is to be able to connect, allow us space to connect with our hearts, to practice flexing our imagination, to be able to feel the call, to hear the call, to inspire us to show up in the best way we can moving forward as we continue to help assist with the shift in consciousness, as shifters, as light workers, as light guardians. And so with that said, if you haven't already yet, I invite you to gently close your eyes. Allow yourself to get nice and comfortable. If you haven't already, just even put down your laptop screen, keep the audio on, reduce the lights in your room, get off the chat, get nice and comfortable, and give yourself permission to be here now. We'll begin together gently by connecting with the breath. Gentle inhales through the nose. Gentle exhales through the nose and the mouth. Continuing to breathe, inhales and exhales. And as you continue to breathe, just be aware of that moment when the inhale meets the exhale. We're going to begin scanning our body. We're going to give our body permission to gently relax so that we can move ourselves into this very sacred space of stillness. I want you to imagine almost a white, misty cloud of light at the bottom of your feet. And this cloud of energy is slowly going to rise up through your body as we scan it together. And as it does, everything that it comes in contact with will gently relax within your body. So as we continue to breathe here, just straighten up your spine just a little bit, as if someone's just pulling a string from the top of your head. Put your hands nice and comfortable where you need them. Bring awareness to your toes, to your feet, and feeling this white light filling up your toes and your feet, and gently allowing your toes and your feet to relax. From here, moving this white light, this warm, relaxing white light, all the way up your shins, your knees. As you do this, gently allowing your shins and your knees to relax. Moving this white light further up your thighs, your hips, your groin area, allowing your thighs, your hips, and your groin to relax. As we relax the body, we begin to prepare ourselves to turn our attention inwards towards the realms of our imagination, continuing to move this white light up through your torso, through your solar, your sacral, up into your chest. Again, just allow your torso, your solar, your sacral, your chest to gently relax. Moving this energy so it moves through your arms, your shoulders, your biceps, your elbows. Allowing your shoulders, your arms, your biceps, your elbows to gently relax. Continuing to move this energy through your forearms, your wrists, your fingertips. Allowing your forearms, your wrists, your fingertips to gently relax. Good, perfect. Moving this energy up through the neck, feeling it move up through the back of the neck. Feeling it moving up through the jaw. Feel it move through your tongue, gently allowing your tongue to relax. If you wish, you can gently release the tongue from the top of your mouth or keep it there, whatever you prefer. And gently allowing your neck, your jaw, your tongue, your mouth to relax. Perfect. From here, gently moving your awareness up through your cheeks, through your nose, your eyes, your eyebrows, your ears. Gently allowing your cheeks, your nose, your eyebrows, your ears to relax. Release any tension in your forehead and your eyes. Relax your ears. Can you relax your ears right now? Give it a shot. See what that feels like. Relax your ears. Your ears are so tense. Just let them relax. And add a gentle smile if you wish, reminding yourself that you are here to experience, to be open. It's a beautiful thing to be here together. Bring this white light all the way up through the rest of your body, into the top of your head and your entire body. So bringing a relaxing sensation to the top of your head and your entire body. Beautiful. Wonderful. Continue to breathe here and just observe, what does the body feel like right now? Observe how different it may feel from what it did even just a few moments ago. Perfect. Keeping an awareness on your breath, being mindful of it without needing to consciously control it. The breath will do as it needs. Gentle inhales, gentle exhales. And as we breathe here, we allow ourselves to begin our journey inward. To be able to be open to this story. And so this story begins by us gently, slowly turning our focus inwards and using our imagination. As you imagine yourself standing at the edge of a beach near the water as the sun slowly begins to set. And so, as you stand here looking at the setting sun, begin connecting with all of your senses within your imagination to the best of your ability. What does the sand feel like underneath your toes? What does the sun feel like on your skin? What does the air feel like? Can you feel it on the arm, on the hairs of your arms? Can you feel it on your legs? Can you feel the wind on the back of your ears. Listen, bring in your awareness to the sounds you can hear. Do you hear the water? Can you hear it gently rolling? The intention here is to bring as much realness to your senses as you can right now. Feel the sand underneath your toes as if you are there right now. Feel the warmth of the sun on your skin as if you are there right now. And as you look into the sun, connect deeply with your breath as you see the reflection of it shining back at you. As you gaze into the sun gently, you feel its energy moving through your eyes, down into your heart, through your very breath. And continue to be here, just enjoying this moment, simply having gratitude, simply holding the presence of this moment in your heart with deep gratitude. Feel the joy of this moment. Allow it to bring you into the realness of this world. Look at the water. And as you look at the water, if you haven't already yet, slowly begin to walk towards it. Put your feet right at the edge as you wait for the water to roll back gently over the top of your feet. And pay attention to that exact moment when the water gently rolls over your feet and that cooling energy moves through your entire body, maybe even just sending a slight tingle up your spine. And as you stand here in the water, feeling the air, seeing the sun, feeling its warmth, bringing a smile to your face, look deeply and just be in awe of this moment. And so, as you stand here, looking out at this beautiful sunset, you feel a presence standing next to you, and a voice speaks to you, and the voice says to you, "It's beautiful, isn't it? There's nothing quite like a sunset. It's one of my favorite things." And to your left, you look and you see a young child, about up to the size of your waist. And this child stands there next to you, enjoying the beauty of this sunset. Well, my friend, what brings you here? Is there something that I can show you? Something beyond the sunset? And you say to the child, "I am here. I am open. What is there that you can show me?" And this child smiles and says to you, "Absolutely. I was hoping you would say that. You see, this world, it's not what a lot of people think it is. There's a magic to it that is ever present. Yet sometimes people don't see it until they're taught how to see it for themselves. And so you stand there with this child, and the child says to you, you know, if you want, I can show you. I can take you through this world. I can allow you to see things that you have forgotten, connect with things you never knew you were connected with, to allow you to be open to experiencing more of the magic that is all around us. You smile at the offer, and you say to the child, you seem very wise. This reality, I'm curious to know what you know about it. I'm curious to see what you can teach me about it. What is this reality to you? Well, says the child, this reality is my creation. This reality is your creation? Well, as much as it is yours too. So what are you saying? Are you God? The child laughs. You could say that. But for now, just think of me as a guide. And so with your permission, would you like to go on a journey together? Would you like me to show you more of what there is to see? You take a moment here to breathe into your heart. And with your heart, you choose, in your own free will, to give this child permission. And this child, they will appear as you choose to see them in this moment. They may look like someone familiar. They may look like no one in particular. Yet their presence is comforting. Their soul is wise. And so as you look at the sun together, it slowly begins to set beyond the horizon line and deeply into the water, reflecting back on the surface. The child says to you, let me know when you are ready. Take a few more breaths. And once you have done that, we can close our eyes together. And I will take you back. I will show you the beginning. The beginning, you think. Open to what the child has to show you. And so after you take a few more moments to breathe in the sunset, give yourself the permission to gently close your eyes. And so, where there was once sunset, now, as you imagine yourself gently closing your eyelids, within your own imagination, the sunset still shines through your eyelids, and there is a warmth that is felt. Even though you cannot see the sun, you can still feel it. A remnant of it, seen as a soft color of a dark red or a dark orange. In this moment, you feel as if you were no longer where you once were. You are no longer on the beach. You are somewhere else now. Somewhere that this child has helped guide you to. This space, you think to yourself, it's so comfortable. It feels so warm, so loving, so familiar. Where are we right now? You think to yourself. And even though you do not see the child, their presence is still with you. Their voice is still in your heart. You know where we are right now. It's a place we've all been. Think, feel, listen to your heart. Right now, as you feel as if you're floating in an infinite sea of vast blackness, yet infinite warmth, like a hug that you're receiving from the universe, curled up in a tremendous overflow of just an abundance of love, an abundance of motherly love. I know where I am right now, you think to yourself. Of course. Well, do you want to tell me where you think you are? I'm back inside the womb, aren't I? That's right. Do you feel it? Do you feel the familiarity of this? The wholeness? This is what I want you to pay attention to. I want you to be in this moment. And I want you to bring as much gratitude into your heart. I want you to deeply feel the connection that you share with the mother, with your mother, with our mother. And so in this moment, breathe into your heart, breathe deeply, breathe with love, breathe with peace. And even though in your vision right now, there is still just a warmth, red orangeness, perhaps there is still an abundance of colors that come through your imagination in correlation to the emotions that are brought forth during your time in this space. And so as you are here in this space, give yourself an opportunity to connect back on when you were there. See this as a form of folding time in on itself. And send love to yourself while you are still in the womb. And remind yourself of how infinitely loved you are and you continue to be. Well, I hate to tell you this. As comfortable this place is, no one can stay here forever. What do you mean? You say to the child. They explain to you. There's something very important. I want you to be able to learn this through the story, through this journey that we are on together. This life, the one that we share, many people might think of it linearly, from A to B to C to D. But there's another way to see this life, to measure this so-called time. There are periods in which we are in states of wholeness and states in which we are in the illusion of separateness. I'm not quite sure if I fully understand, you say to the child. You will. You will. And then just like that, suddenly the space begins to shift. A feeling of contraction begins to move through your body. You can feel a gravitational pull moving you. And where there was once darkness, you now see a pinprick of light emanating in the distance, as you feel it pulling towards you, as you feel like you're swimming towards it. And this light slowly becomes brighter and brighter and brighter. And now it fills your vision. And as you move through this white light, you feel a wave of energy moving through your body. You feel an immense surge of love moving through your heart. And filled in this vast sea of whiteness, you can hear a voice. It is not the voice of the child. It is the voice of a woman, of the mother, of your mother. And suddenly, where there was once whiteness, there are now shapes, abstract, blurry shapes. And yet, in the coolness of this space, as you feel as if someone just dumped an ice bucket on you, you feel touch, sensation. You feel your mother holding you in this moment, holding you to her breast, wrapping you in her arms. And with the little eyes that you have, you can imagine, to the best of your ability, looking up in this moment and seeing this moment through the eyes of yourself as a child, going back to when it began. And as you do this, you give yourself permission to encode it with love, to encode it with gratitude, to say something to your mother in this moment that maybe you felt like you never said, yet perhaps you always did. And so, as you feel the same type of warmth that you felt when you were in the womb now being held by your mother, you hear the voice of the child once again. You see, my friend, the only way for us to truly understand what we are, to understand who we are, is that we must separate ourselves from ourselves. The child within the womb does not know the mother. It is only by leaving the womb, by becoming separate, and then by being the gift of being able to look back and see, do we see where we came from? Do we see who we are? Wholeness to separateness to wholeness, again and again. I think I'm beginning to understand now, you say to the child. Well, take another moment here. Say what you need to your mother. Say what you need to yourself. Be in this moment. Look back on it through the time-traveling ability of your heart. Encode it with love, knowing that you always did. And so you take a few more breaths here, just enjoying this moment, knowing that it too is something that you can return back to at your own time, at your own wish. And as you breathe here, you can even smell the sense of your mother. You can feel the sense of her love. And you express your gratitude for her, for yourself, for the gift of this moment. When you're ready, the child says, let's go a little bit further. And there's more that we want to be able to show you. And so as you take another look at your mother, you see her eyes and you eye gaze with them. You feel the love. And in this moment, listen closely. There is something your mother has to say for you, has to say to you. Breathe here. And I'm just going to allow you to be in this space for just a few more moments, a few more breaths. And I want you to listen. I want you to hear what your mother has to say to you in this moment. And let it be heard deeply by your heart. Let it be what you need to hear in this moment. So just continue to breathe here. Be in the privacy of this moment with yourself, with the mother. And in a few moments, we'll come back and we'll continue. So breathe here gently and listen. Be open. Listen with your heart. What does your mother have to say to you? Take a few more moments here. Let's continue to breathe. Feeling the gift of this moment. The child speaks to you. Let me know when you are ready. And we will continue along. There's still much more that I'd like for you to be able to see. There's a reason why I met up with you. It was no accident that we were both here at the same time. I'm glad that we were able to meet. I'm glad that we were able to help each other. And so take another look at your mother. Say whatever you need to in this moment. Feel her love. And let it continue to be with you as you move forward. Throughout this story. Throughout this journey. Of this meditation. And of life. Well, the child says, if you're ready, close your eyes again. I want to go forward a little bit. And as you close your eyes, you can feel a sensation of movement without moving. The warmth of the mother remains as a memory in your heart. And yet you feel yourself almost flying through space, flying through time. And as you are moving through the space, it is as if you are seeing a movie screen before your eyes. And on this movie screen, you see yourself. You see the young you as a child, moving from toddler, slowly growing into infant, several months old, 5 months old, 6 months old, growing each and every single day. Now you see yourself at about a year old, and as you do this, you're both witnessing and yet sending love to these moments. And now you're a year and a half, you're 2 years old, seeing remnants of memory from your life rising before your eyes. And as much as you're watching this screen, you're also in this space. You are now present as you observe, like a watcher, watching over these moments as if you were always there. And you see the moments as you continue to grow as a young child, the moments of you playing joyfully, smiling, running through sprinklers, climbing through fields and jumping off little hills, playing with friends, climbing trees, picking flowers, playing with pets, and being in awe, seeing the world through your eyes once again, that playful nature. And in this moment, you too also see the times in which it was harder, the times in which you were sad as a small child, the times in which you fell down and you scraped your knee, the times in which maybe you accidentally felt like you were lost. And as you're slowly growing older and older, 3 years, 4 years older now, you're seeing remnants of your memories of your life flashing before your eyes. And as you observe this, simply look back with gratitude, with love. And now you see yourself, and the clock is catching up to about 7, 8, 9 years old. And this passage of time is slowing down. And it arrives at a moment, a particular moment that you choose from your childhood, one in which you choose to commune with yourself, perhaps one when you were most happiest, perhaps one where you were saddest. Find a moment throughout your past, or maybe it doesn't even have to be a particular moment. Maybe it's just this moment. And as the passage of time slows down, you are now standing in front of your child self. And your child self is standing there in front of you. And you bring yourself down onto your knees as you bring yourself down to the height that you once were. And you look into your eyes. And as you do this right now, you may feel, for no reason at all, yet every reason, your eyes start to swell with tears. As you look at yourself and you see your own eyes looking back at you. And in this moment, what do you need to say to yourself? What does yourself need to say to you? As yourself stands in front of you, you can see the story they have been living. Perhaps they don't know what the future holds. You do. What can you say to yourself in this moment? Maybe there's not much that you need to say at all. And just be in this moment of gratitude. And slowly, if you haven't already yet, gently lift your hand up in front of yourself as your younger self reaches forward with their hand, palms facing towards each other. And pay very close attention to the exact moment when your fingers touch. To the exact moment when you feel the contact, the flesh, the matter of your body And from here, maybe you grab your own hand. Maybe you hold both of your own hands in your hands. And maybe in this moment, the younger you, uncertain of what to do, as you gently open your arms and you give permission for them to lunge forward into you and give you a big hug. And feel that. Feel that moment. Feel the warmth of you hugging yourself. And you feel this, and it reminds you of the hug you received from your mother. It reminds you of the feeling of being in the womb. And simply breathe here. Simply allow yourself to be present in this space. The child, your guide who is still with you, speaks to you as you continue to hug your past self. Do you feel it again? The wholeness. I can tell you needed it. A lot of people, they tend to forget their self when they grow up. The child, the one that you're looking at right now, they're still with you. It's still in your heart. It's still you. Forwards, backwards, it's all the same. Wholeness to separation. Wholeness to separation. Another journey for us to be able to see ourselves. As you breathe deeply into your heart, you gently choose, if you wish, to release from the hug. And in this moment, the child gives you the instructions once again. Whatever you need to say to yourself, go ahead. Speak to yourself and listen. There's something your child self has to say to you, to remind you of your dreams, to remind you of the magic, to remind you of all the dreams that are still inside of you. I'll let you two have that conversation. Take a few more moments. When you're ready, there's something else that I want to show you next. And so breathe here. And once again, I will just stop talking for a moment as you are in this moment, in this space with your past self. And as you are in this space, let it encode your past. Let you fold time in on itself. Through the magic of this 1111 portal, you can connect back with who you are through time. You can listen to this meditation on any day and it's still equally as potent. And so breathe here. And I'll gently bring the music up so you can continue to have this discussion with yourself. And as you do this, practice speaking and practice listening. What do you have to say to yourself? What words of inspiration? What words of love? And what does yourself have to say to you? What words of inspiration? What words of love? And so breathe here in this moment. Take your time and have this conversation. Go ahead. And gently take another moment here. Look yourself in the eyes. Say thank you. Say thank you to yourself. And allow yourself to receive that gratitude in return. And so, there's still more of the journey ahead. And when you are ready, we will leave this space, the child says. I want to take you back further. You mean before I was born? Yes. I want to be able to show you more of who you are. More of who we are. And so when you are ready, gently stand up and say goodbye to your child self. Maybe you give yourself another hug, give yourself a high five, give yourself a little cool fist bump with some sort of magic handshake. End it with a smile. Tell them that they're awesome. Hear the child telling you that you're awesome. And slowly, when you're ready, you and the child walk in opposite directions. Them walking in the direction they were facing, and you walking the direction you were facing. As you continue to walk along this path, slowly, you begin to feel a lightness fill your body as your feet leave the ground, and you are now floating above the landscape of the sky. The voice of the child who is your guide is still with you in this moment. Take a look below you. See it. What do you see? And so, as you fly above this landscape, you pass over rolling mountains and hills. And yet, the time period that you are in is unrecognizable. Thousands, perhaps millions, perhaps billions of years outside of the time that you were born. And as you are flying above these mountainscapes, you see the landscape below shifting and changing as if the landscape and all of the world around you is moving through time at a rate 1,000 times faster than it normally would be. And so you see forests rising and shifting. You see tides rising and falling. You see the structure of the earth breathing. And you feel the air moving around you. You feel the lightness of your body as you fly above these landscapes in complete awe of this moment. And breathe in this magic. Breathe in this moment. Breathe in everything that you see as you look and you see the earth coming to life where there was once stagnant. Now there is motion. You see the breath of the forest and you see it matching your own breath. Years flashing by in seconds. Lifespans of trees growing and falling before you. And you slowly begin to feel the call to go deeper, to float down towards the ground. And as you do this, you land in the middle of a forest, and you still see the forest changing all around you, trees rising, falling, and animals moving all around you. You see wild birds, rodents, and slowly the time begins to slow down just a little bit more, enough for you to observe it. You see different insects. You get right on the ground. You see little bugs. You see mushrooms growing and closing. You see flowers blossoming. You see the seasons changing. Something that you had never thought that you would ever see. Something beyond words, something incredible, just in awe of this moment. And as you look, just look at whatever calls you, feel the magic of this moment, see it moving all around you. And the child speaks to you in this moment, and it says, see, look, the rhythms of nature, it's all you. It's all the breath, in, out, wholeness, separateness, spring, winter, life, death. And so, as you're in this space, take another moment here to breathe in what you are observing and express gratitude for this space, for the magic of this experience that you are seeing before your very eyes with your heart. Now from here, you gently lift up off the ground, rising above the tree lines. And as you are soaring through the sky once again, you look down below and you now see the emergence of culture, of human beings. And what you see here is relative to your imagination. This is your opportunity to connect back through time. What do you see? How far back do you see? What civilizations do you see? Civilizations that hold a personal connection to you. Stories that you have only heard of. And you see people in tribal fashion. You see them celebrating around the fire. You see them hunting. You see them gathering. You see them building. You see them loving. You see them celebrating. You see them eating. You see them being. And yet you also see them suffering. And you see them hurting. And you see them crying. And you see them dying. And yet that too is a part of the cycle. As the world changes all around you, you stand there, perhaps in the middle of a civilization as it transforms all around you. And as it transforms around you, you take individual moments to connect with all of the love, with all of the joy, with all of the bliss, with as much that you choose to look at. You hear the voice of the child once again. Do you see it now? The experiences of people? It's still us. It's still nature. It's still you. Wholeness, separateness. There is only separateness. When there is fear, when there is loss, when there is death, that is us experiencing separateness, and yet the separateness is just an illusion. The separateness is still wholeness. We just have to pretend like it's not. We just have to feel like it's not. Because it is when we are separate that we can allow ourselves to find our way back. We can allow ourselves to return back to that wholeness. And so in this moment, as you continue to move through time, as you continue to see all of the people throughout lifetimes who have lived, allow yourself to feel to the depths of your capability in as heart-opening of a moment as you can, all of the moments throughout time in which people have loved, in which people have experienced joy. You see the young man falling in love with the young woman. You see the mother with their child. You see the father with their son. You see the family coming together. You see it all. You experience it all, not as something separate, but as you, as us. And so as you continue to move through time, Allow yourself to see even further, deeper, catching up closer to the age in which we are at now, the age in which we exist in and share together a few, several centuries away from it. And as you get closer to the time in which we are at, give yourself the permission, if you choose, to look at the things that are perhaps sad, the things in which are not always easy to look at. And what you choose to look at is entirely up to you, yet you are invited in this moment to remember the good times and to remember the times in which we hurt as individuals, as culture, and to see them through the lens of love, to see them through the heart of compassion, and to not be angry at them, to not just be angry at them, but to see it as another part of our story. Wholeness, separateness, wholeness, separateness. And so in this moment, you look back and you see the wars. You see the wars that have persisted throughout ages. You see tribes rivaling against each other. You see man conquering one another. You see villages burnt. You see towns raided. You see, again, as much as you choose to look at, you see the violence between man. And not just that, as you flash through in this moment, as much as you choose to, seeing the wars, seeing the world wars, World War I, World War II, and when you see them, look not just at the violence, but look at the people affected by it, the families. See the camaraderie, see the fact that on both sides, these are just humans. These are loving beings. These are people with families. These are people with wives and husbands. These are people who are just like you. And as you do this, allow it to inspire you. Allow the sadness to motivate you to say to yourself that the past is the past, that the lessons of separateness have taught us many lessons, have helped us find ourselves back to ourselves. And let us remember those affected by war, so that we can continue to move forward into a world of peace. And so as you open your heart to this, as you feel a deep empathetic connection, with the courage to look at it as much as you choose, as much as you're comfortable with, allow yourself in this moment to empathetically connect deeply with your heart, with this moment, with the people who have experienced so much, with the generations who have come before us. As the time continues to move forward, slowly, it moves beyond the ages of the past, and it begins to catch up with where we are now. And as you have looked back on all of these moments in your past, let you look back with love and send love to these moments. And take a breath here. All of the moments that you saw, bless them. Bless them with love. Give them love that perhaps they have never received. Any of those moments throughout all time. The times of joy, the times of strife, wholeness, separateness, wholeness, separateness. Send love to all of these moments. Fold time back in on itself. See them. Witness them. Give them the love that they need. Heal our past by learning from it. And so, as you take another deep breath here, just send as much love as you can to all the past, to all the wars, to all the good times, to all the bad times, to all the civilizations, to all the cultures. Just send love to it. Take 1 or 2 more breaths here. The child says to you, "Thank you for doing that. Your intention, your blessings, your wishes, your love, it makes a difference, you know. Vibrationally speaking, our thoughts, they're not limited by time. Our gratitude transcends more than we know. You have given love to something in history that perhaps has never been given love before. And in doing that, you are creating a more peaceful world for the future." Wow, you think to yourself. You feel the purpose of what you have done. Through looking at the hard times, you make room for the beautiful times. And so in this moment, time continues to move forward, and you feel yourself like a magnet being pulled close to where we are now. And you feel yourself gravitationally being pulled to where you were, perhaps even just recently. A time not too long ago, when perhaps maybe it was a time when you were sad, maybe it was a time when you were happy. Yet in the same way, you met with this child version of yourself. Find a moment when you can meet your present self in a similar space with a similar intention. Show up for yourself in this moment and see yourself, whatever it is that you're going through, whatever it was that you were going through, a moment when you could have used a little bit of extra love, a little bit of extra support. Go to this time. Walk up to yourself, wherever it is. Gently put a hand on your shoulder or gently near your body. And in this moment, the version of yourself, the present version of yourself, it doesn't need to talk to you. It doesn't even need to know that you are there. It's like you are there for yourself as a guardian, as an angel, whatever you want to call it. You feel the presence of the child with you. Good. In the same way that you have loved so much to all those other moments, give yourself this love right now. Be proud of where you have been. Be proud of where you have come from. Be proud of what you are learning. Be proud of what you are moving towards. And so, give yourself an energetic hug. Give yourself a deep, meaningful moment of love. Tell yourself that you're proud of yourself. Remind yourself of the purpose that you are here for. And the child reminds you, what is that purpose? You are here to live, to love, to laugh, to experience joy, to heal, to create balance, to learn, to share in this story in which we help find your way home together. So take another moment here, speak to yourself anything that you need to speak. Remind yourself in this moment, even gently give yourself a hug. Feel the warmth of you being there for yourself. Say whatever you need to yourself. Remind yourself, it's going to be okay. There's still so much more ahead. There's so much more that we are creating. There's so much more that we are here to do, to help others see this connection we share, this magic that moves through all things, the love that we breathe through our art, the passion that we put into our work, the space that we hold for one another. Say unto yourself anything you need to. When you are ready, the child says, we will move on to what is next. And then from there, there's somewhere very special that I want to be able to take you. And so take another moment here, breathe with yourself. Honor this moment. Plant the seed that you need within your heart. And when you are ready, gently you can rise, and slowly the scene you are in begins to shift. And you find yourself in a vast ocean of whiteness. The voice of the child is still with you. Before we move on to what's next, let's take a moment here to practice creating the future. You know who you are. You're still learning each and every day. But who do you want to be? What do you want for yourself? I want you to imagine what you wish for yourself. I want you to imagine what you wish for yourself and the world. And as you are in this space, I want you to hold this in your vision, hold this in your mind's eye, hold this in your heart as best as you can. Focus on it. Breathe it into existence. Feel the future that exists. And so as you breathe here, take a moment. Focus on the feelings that you wish for yourself for the future. Set forth that intention with the power of the full moon moving through you. Where do you see yourself in a month from now? In a year from now? In 10 years from now? It may not be specific. It can be a feeling. Whatever that feeling is, feeling of excitement, that feeling of freedom, that feeling of connection, that feeling of community. Hold that feeling in your heart right now. And take the next few moments to simply be present with it. Feeling the support of the child with you, their presence helping anchor you into this awareness. Anchor you into this vision, perhaps allowing you to see what is possible with more clarity. And so feel as you breathe, energy moving up through your spine, a heart. You feel your heart opening up. And continue to breathe here. Simply by being present, simply by focusing, you allow yourself to fold these moments in on themselves. You allow yourself to find your way back. You allow yourself to find your way forward. Take a few more breaths here. Imagining where you may be or where you want to be in 10 years from now. Imagine where you want the world to be in 10 years from now. And as you do this, without it even being specific, simply plant love into that moment. Plant love into the future. Plant love into the present. Feel the love that has been planted from the past as well. Encode as much love as you can. Lay down the path before you. Let love lead you. Breathe here. Take another moment. Beautiful. So as you connect with your breath, the voice of the child gently brings you back. They are standing in front of you now as you look at them. You take a moment to thank them, to express your gratitude. The child says to you, well, there's a couple more things I want to be able to show you. And like I said, there's a very important reason as to why you are here. We're going to go somewhere. Somewhere special. Somewhere that perhaps you have already been. And so just like that, the world begins to move around you once again. Colors and shapes passing by at incredible speeds, and yet slowing down in a moment later as the two of you arrive in front of a sacred temple. Before you is a beautiful temple, and the child explains to you, this temple, this is your temple. This is your sacred temple. Like I said, maybe you know it already. Maybe you just haven't remembered yet. And so as you look at this temple, imagine it in as much detail as you wish. Imagine it like a pyramid. Imagine it with architecture that reflects your very soul, that reflects your style. The child says to you, go inside. There are 3 floors. On the first floor, you will find a pool of water. When you are there, connect with your ancestors. Ask them to be with you. Be in gratitude with them. On the second floor, there is a mirror, a gate. Reflected in it, you will see your true self, your activated avatar. Walk through it with intention. On the third floor, you will find a crystal sphere, and you will hear a calling. From there, together with you and the others, we will set forth our intention to help pull back the veil, to help encode more love into the grid. I'll be waiting for you when you're done. Now go. There's not too much more left to do. And so, in this moment, you walk towards the temple. It becomes bigger as you walk closer to it. Its scale, enormous, not too big, yet beautiful. You enter into the temple, and as you do, imagine it with as much detail as you wish. Things on the walls, engravings, symbols, stories perhaps. This is your temple. It will be customizable as you choose, and know that this is a place that you can return to as you wish to repeat this ceremony at any time. You hear the voice of the child guiding you. Do you see the pool up ahead of you? Walk towards it. You see candles lit within the temple, and in the middle of this vast open room, you see a pool. And as you walk towards the pool, you stand before it. And as you do, you look down and you see your reflection. Good. Look at your reflection. Look at your eyes. Eye gaze with yourself in the reflection of this water. And as you do this, call forth your connection with your ancestors. Connect with them and ask them to be with you. Feel their guidance in your field. They are ready. They share the same mission that you share now, to help be light, to help lead, to help create, to help heal, to help transmute, to help be a portal for magic, love, and joy, to know thyself. And so as you look into these waters, you see your face reflecting back at you, yet your face slowly begins to shift. The shape of it slowly begins to morph as you see it change into the faces of your ancestors, male and female. And as you do this, speak to your ancestors and listen. Let them guide you. Let them tell you what you need to hear. Ask them to be with you. Ask them to be with you on this journey as you continue to rise into more of who you are here to be. The eyes continue to look back. The shape of the face continues to shift. You see not just your ancestors, but perhaps, even past versions of yourself. Stories beyond time. And as you look and you feel your ancestors with you, imagine their hands gently on your shoulders. Feel their presence guiding you. And feel their whisper in your ear. Promise to them. What are you here to do? To find yourself, to live your truth, to bring forth balance, to shine your light. Whatever it is, say it to them. Promise you will continue to show up with your best effort. That is all you have to do. That you'll continue to be open, honest with yourself. You will continue to grow. Continue to love. And so take another moment here. I'm gently going to allow you to be in this space with your ancestors on your own. Allow them to show you anything you need to see, and allow it to inspire your heart. Allow it to fill your vessel with the energy of their love. To know that they are with you. And by inviting them in, you continue to grow through their presence. They will guide you, speak to you through synchronicities, through dreams, through song, through art. You are working alongside with them. Take a few more moments here, looking into this pool, connecting with your ancestors, sending love through the past, feeling it ripple back into the present and beyond. Breathe here for a few more moments, and when the time comes, we'll gently return together. Go ahead. What do your ancestors have to say to you? What gratitude do you have to express to them? What do you have to say to them? Go ahead. Take a couple more breaths here. Conclude this conversation with your ancestors. Thank them once again for all they have done to allow you to be where you are now. A continuation, a branch from the same tree. Feel this love in your heart. Feel their courage. Feel their strength. And let it continue to guide you. Gently stand up as you look down at the pool once again. Any last moments you need to share, knowing that you can return to this space at any moment in further meditations. This is your sacred temple. Let's connect with your past, your present, your future, your potential. Good, the child says, their voice inside your heart. Let's move to the second floor now. We're almost done. The last part is the most exciting. And so, as you walk up towards the second level of your sacred temple, perhaps just walking up some stairs, or maybe there's some kind of like magic elevator. It's your temple, you decide. But now, on the second floor of this temple, you see before you a giant mirror, one that touches the ground at the bottom. The entire mirror is not just a mirror you would find inside of a house. It's much more special. The pillars on it on the left and the right are golden, engraved with symbols, powerful symbolic pillars that stand before you. And when you stand in front of this mirror, what you look at as you see your reflection looking back at you is not just you, but it's more of who you are. You see before you the activated avatar version of yourself. You see yourself as if you were a character out of some sort of beautiful fantasy video game, dressed up like a wizard, with golden robes, with beautiful armor if you choose. What do you look like? Imagine that you were dressing up to go to some sort of magical festival. What would you be wearing? Imagine yourself as if you were the metaphysical superhero that you see yourself as. What would that look like? Craft that in your vision right now. Form that, look at it, As you look at your feet, what do your feet look like? Are they wearing golden boots? You look up further. What are you wearing? Are you wearing ancient armor? Are you wearing a beautiful dress? What do you have on you? What is your jewelry? What are your accessories? And as you look at your face, you see on you perhaps some sort of crown, something with a jewel in place over top of your brow. Make yourself as beautiful and as magical as you choose to see yourself as. And as you look at yourself in this moment, you hear the voice of the child once again. See? I always knew you had it in you. Wholeness to separateness. This too is you returning back to who you are. The you yourself, the you see in the mirror, that's always been you. Has always been a part of you. The child who you were then is who you see before you now. The tree is within the seed. The whole is within the part. The fractal is the hologram. And so as you look at yourself in this mirror, the child tells you, now, what we will do, this world needs you. This world needs us. And it needs the best of you. It needs you to be the light guardian you are. It needs you to choose to rise. It needs you to be the metaphysical superhero that you are here to be, to change this world through the magic of your vision, through the courage of your compassion, through the aesthetics of your art, through the stories that you are telling with your love, through the lessons that you are learning, through the wounds that you are healing, and through the portals that you are opening. And so as you look at yourself in this mirror, prepare yourself to step through it with intention. Step through it and move through it with intention. And as you move through this mirror, on the other side, you will exit as the reflection you choose to see. And so you bring your hand up to the mirror, your fingers just millimeters away from the surface. As you look yourself in the eyes, you breathe the courage into your heart. You feel the calling of a light guardian, of a shifter, of a psychedelic superhero, of the you that is here to make a difference, of the you that is here to heal, of the you that is here to lead, of the you that is here to evoke synchronicity and to find the others and to help them see this reflection within themselves. The reflection of the creator, the lover, the wizard. And so as your hand touches the surface of the mirror, you feel the mirror is not solid quite how you would expect it to be, but rather is more like a liquid. And as you put your finger against it more, you feel yourself slowly pushing through it. And so in this moment, when you are ready, take that step with intention. Pass through this 1111 portal. See this mirror as the 1111 portal. And allow yourself to step through with courage, with magic, with love. And as you do this, you feel yourself passing through it. You feel the textures moving across your skin. You feel yourself shifting into the version of yourself that you saw through this mirror. And slowly, you step through with courage in your heart, with love in your breath, with vision in your sights, with inspiration to make a difference. And you are now through the mirror, and you turn around and you look back at the mirror from the other side, and now the reflection that you see matches the you that you see yourself as, that you are in this moment. And take a look at your hands. Take a look at what you are wearing. Feel the slight shift in your being. Feel the slight shift in who you remember yourself to be. You feel this immense energy moving through you. You feel this strength. You feel this courage. You feel like a badass. You feel like a superhero. The child speaks to you. Wow, dude. I gotta say, you wear it well. You look really good doing it. Now, do you feel ready? Do you feel ready for what we're gonna do next? You take a moment here and you breathe and you answer truthfully. Yes. Yes, I am ready. I am ready to show up. I am ready to do my best. I am ready to use my magic to help change this world. Good. Let's go up to the top floor. There's one more thing that we have to do. And so as you make your way up to the top floor of your sacred temple, again, a space that you can return to at any moment beyond this meditation alone, give yourself the knowledge and the knowing that you can return back to the space, that you can return to the pool of your ancestors, that you can return to the mirror of your higher self. And as you enter into the third floor, there you see, in the middle of a room, a crystal sphere on top of a pedestal. And the sphere is glowing. The sphere is beautiful. The child explains to you, this sphere, it's a reflection of the whole. It's a reflection of the mother, of the womb, of the earth, of the matrix, of this space that you are in, so that you can continue to be born again and again and again. You take a moment here. You put your hands near the orb. You feel an energy off of it. You feel a familiar sensation of it. You are brought back to a sensation of the womb, to the mother, to the love. And everything that you have experienced in this journey, you recall it in this moment, talking to yourself as a child, feeling yourself moving throughout history, feeling yourself acknowledging and witnessing all of those who have come before you, feeling yourself sending love to all of those moments of our past, helping heal the past simply by witnessing it, simply by loving it, simply by understanding it, simply by being it. You see yourself talking to yourself. You see yourself giving the love that you need. You see yourself being a guide to yourself. You see yourself looking into the future and envisioning the future, crystallizing it. You see yourself arriving at the temple. You see yourself communing with the ancestors. You see them standing beside you in strength. You feel them right now, their hands still on your shoulder. You see yourself before the mirror. You see yourself stepping into your superhero potential, your activated avatar, your light guardian archetype. And now you are here. And as you are standing here, you look up and you realize that you are standing in a pillar of light. For above you, there is a hole in the ceiling. Above you, you can see the sky. The voice of the child tells you, well, it's time. You're ready. Everything up to this moment has been leading us to where we are now. When you are ready, rise up out of the temple. Will yourself to fly. Feel the lightness inside of you. And as you do this, you feel yourself lifting off the ground. The crystal sphere still at the top of the temple, something that you can return to, but now something else calls you higher. You lift up above the temple. You feel yourself floating. You feel yourself rising above the surface. And as you do this, you look off into the distance, and you can see little specks of light, like little diamonds, rising all across the horizon, each and every single one shining back like a little tiny star. And that's when you realize that as you continue to rise higher and higher above the horizon, that each and every single one of those little stars is another superhero, another light guardian, another shifter, another dreamer within this dream, a friend, an ally, us, community. And so we continue to rise above the horizon together. And as we do this, we see the alignment that we create, the sacred grid that we form as we look down on the earth deep below us. And we see the earth, and we are reminded of our mother. We are reminded of the womb. We are reminded of the love. The voice of the child is still with you. Good, good. All right, now listen closely. Connect with your breath. Breathe from your root and feel the energy moving up through your spine. What we are going to do here is we are going to call forth the power of love, and we are going to bring it into both hands, project it from our heart, and as we project our love like a laser, like a beam of energy onto the earth, let it continue to dissolve the illusion of separation. Let it continue to make space to pull back the veil. Let it continue to spread love. Let it continue to open spaces for others to see themselves. And so, as you are high above the horizon, you look around you. To your left, you might see a familiar face. To your right, another familiar face. Friends, allies, family of the heart. On your left, the moon is in the sky. On your right, the sun shines over your shoulder. You feel their energy as you breathe in from your left hand and breathe in from your right hand. And you begin to feel any activation sensations moving up through your spine. And in this moment, you cultivate the energy together. You follow the instructions as a child says to you. Good. Breathe this in. Continue to breathe this moment. When the time is right, we will pour forth this love. We will pour forth our energy. We will pour forth these moments that will change the world, that will plant the seeds, that will ignite the heart of the earth itself, that will give the mother the love it needs as we receive this love back, right back to us. And so, as stewards of this land, as guardians of this light, as shifters of these paradigms, feel this energy moving through you. Feel this breathing through you. And as you do this, and this moment, for those who choose, imagine the paradigm shift sigil over your heart, on your back, as it expands like a compass, like a star, breathing energy, directing this energy like a portal, like a stargate. And in this moment, you begin to project this energy down into the earth. Focus in this moment. Focus your love. Visualize it to the best of your abilities. As you pour this love, shooting it forward, as this beam of energy begins to pick up speed, pouring out through your hands like a faucet of water, or like a Kamehameha from Dragon Ball Z, moving at tremendous speeds into the earth as it hits the surface of the ground. Each and every single one of us rising above the horizons, forming like a grid, shooting these beams of energy down into the earth with these beautiful purple, vibrant greens, silvers, and golds. As they hit the earth, they dissolve.
the illusions of separateness. They dissolve the shadow. They shine forth the light. They bring forth the love. They bring forth everything that is needed in this moment. And so breathe here, continue to pour forth this energy, feel any activation sensations up your spine, feel the love of this moment, feel the purpose of what it is that we're doing here. Know that what is being done creates a ripple beyond this moment, creates more space for more of us to remember who we are. And so as you take a moment here to breathe and take a break, you hear the voice of the child. Good, good. If you're ready, we can do this one more time. Take a moment here, breathe. You look around, you see your allies, you see your friends, you see your tribe, you see the energetic love that we are pouring forth into the heart of the earth. And in the same way you spoke love to your mother when she removed you from the womb, speak now to that same mother. Allow yourself to be in this moment of wholeness, no longer separate, and yet in your separateness you see your wholeness. You look back at the mother. Good. Now is the time, says the child. Breathe. On the count of 5, we will pour forth this love like a beautiful Kamehameha onto the earth. You feel this purple-green energy building in your hands, this golden light in your heart. 5, take another moment here to breathe. 4, focus on love. 3, hold gratitude in your heart. 2, begin projecting this energy forward from your chest. And 1, focus as this beam of energy projects downwards into the ground, and as it hits, it spreads this beautiful wave of energetic love across the horizon, wrapping all of the world in its colors, spreading this vibration all throughout the land, moving throughout all beings, seen and unseen, as you feel the hands of your ancestors on your shoulders, as you feel the energetic potential of this moment. Breathe. Gently release. The world now has a beautiful purple glow to it. You hear the laughter of the child. That was amazing. Did you see that? Did you see what we did there? The world is different now, ever so slightly, by you choosing to make a difference, by you sending that love. And so, let us continue this. Let us continue this story. Follow me as the child calls you forth, bringing you further down towards the surface. All of the other people who are here in this meditation, you see them too, going down towards a single point, and you see the child standing down there on the ground next to a beautiful tree. As you slowly bring your feet down to the ground in this beautiful, rich, open field, as you are here in this moment, you see all the other people who are a part of this meditation arriving in this field together, gently setting down, and you now get a chance to take a closer look at the beauty that they are, of all the magical costumes and wardrobe that each and every single one of them has. You take a moment here, you see some friends, you run over to them, you give them a hug. You express your love to them. You see family. Maybe you've never even seen them before. Tribe. This tribe of the heart. You look around and you see all of these familiar faces. Perhaps even seeing me somewhere amongst the crowd. And these people all coming together for a single purpose. For a higher purpose. To be able to continue to encode our intentions into this earth. And you hear a whisper in the back of your heart, the mother speaking to you, saying thank you. All of these people here filling up this field with this beautiful tree just off in the distance. And now everyone coming together in a big group hug. Imagine yourself somewhere closer to the middle of this hug, and you feel the warmth of all the people here with you. You open your heart and you're reminded in this moment of how many people are here right now to help make a difference on this planet with purpose, with intention, with love. And you feel a gentle sway to this rhythm. You feel a gentle sway. The breath is no longer yours alone. It is the breath of the community. It is the breath of the entire tribe. You feel an immense sense of love move through you. You look down to your side and you see the child hugging next to you. They look up to you and you give them a smile. A deep sense of emotion fills your heart right now. Perhaps your eyes begin to fill with tears. You are no longer worried about the future, about the past. You are simply present in this moment. The child looks at you sincerely. They say to you, "Thank you. Thank you. This is why I brought you here. This is why I brought all of us here. So that we can do this together. It was always about us doing it together. Every day, every moment, the little things that make the big difference. The magic that we bring into this world through our art, through our hands, through our hugs. You feel the sway of the entire crowd moving through you. You feel this love just incredibly profound in your heart. You take another look at the eyes of the people here with you. You say thank you to them, and you feel their gratitude back. The earth now has an energetic purple glow to it. The veil of separation has continued to dissolve. Now more people are remembering, more people are seeing, more people are connecting. Wholeness to separateness to wholeness, paving the way for them to find themselves back, to find the way back to their heart. The child says to you, remember, that is what we are here to do. You are here to lead people back to their heart. You smile in this moment. It's so simple. It's always been so simple. And perhaps that's why we lost it, because it was right in front of us all along. Take another moment here. Breathe into this moment. You close your eyes. You feel the gentle sway of the entire community, every single person who is here, showing up with intention. All of these badass superheroes, all of these badass light guardians, these shifters, every day, planting seeds, making a difference, transforming themselves, transforming the world. With your eyes closed, you feel the same warmthness that you felt in the womb, and you realize that connection you long for, it's found in others. It's found in service. It's found in purpose. Your eyes still closed. The voice of the child guides you. Well, I'm glad you had fun. I'm glad you showed up. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for transmuting the dream. Thank you for leading the way, for leading the shift. Your eyes slowly see a point of light. The warmthness that you felt inside the womb is now seen through the light of the full moon. Your eyes slowly open within your imagination, and you are now standing right where you began, at the edge of the water, and yet in the place of the sun, you now see the moon. And the moon gives off the same glow that you felt from the womb. And when you look to the moon, you're reminded of the mother. You're reminded of the wholeness. You're reminded of the magic. You're reminded of your mission. The child still stands beside you. It's been an absolute honor spending time with you here. Like I said, this wasn't an accident. I'm glad we got to do this together. And so what happens now, you ask? Well, the story continues. Beyond this meditation, we'll still be connected. There's a part of me that is you. It's a part of me that's always going to be with you. Through all the love that you share, through all the transformation you go through all the joy you experience, the highs, the lows, the wholeness, the separateness. It matters. And I wish you all the best. I wish you all the joy that you deserve. I'm proud of you. I've always been proud of you. You are a strong soul. You are a brave soul. And anything that you are carrying, remember this, is only there because you are strong enough to carry it. And so thank you for choosing to help carry it, for choosing to help transmute it, for choosing to be a bridge, for choosing to shift the paradigms, to be a shifter, to be a light guardian. You take a moment here and you express your gratitude for the child. You thank them sincerely for being a guide, for being with you in this moment as you look again towards the moon and you hear the waves and you feel the water rolling up on your feet, knowing that you too can return back to this moment at any time. You look the child in the eyes, and if you choose to, give them a hug. Thank them. See them as an extension of yourself. See them as your own inner child, if you wish. Well, the child says, "It's time for me to go. I can hear my parents calling me." It was wonderful meeting you. I'm sure we'll meet again. You know where to find me. I'll always be right here. As the child points to his heart. As the child points to your heart. And as you put your hand on your heart. You look towards the moon once again. As this meditation slowly comes to an end. You hold gratitude in your heart. You feel inspiration in your soul. You feel a calling to make a difference. You feel a strength in the connection of community. You're excited for the future. You're excited to create. You're excited to lead. You're excited to love. Take a few more deep breaths here. Deep, gentle inhale. Deep, gentle exhale. Take one more look at the moon. Thank it as you thank your mother, as you thank the earth. And you hear the love of your mother whispered back to you. Slowly, when you are ready, gently begin to bring awareness back to your physical body as we slowly begin to transition our way through this meditation as we conclude it with gratitude. When you are ready, gently wiggle your toes, gently wiggle your fingers. And when you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes, return your awareness to the space around you. Continue to breathe. Take your time. That was awesome. All right. Welcome back, everyone. We did it. Thank you so much. For those of you slowly coming back out of this meditation, take your time. Grab some water if you need it. When you're ready, you can jump over to the chat if you wish. If you're just like, yo, I gotta say talk about how awesome that was. Let me know if you cried. I cried twice during that. I cried twice during it, and multiple activation sensations. So, so thank you again, everyone. That was beautiful. That was really, really wonderful. I'm glad that we got to do that together. We'll take a moment here to just kind of hang out in the chat. We're not going to wrap this up right away. I'd love to read your comments on air about how that was for you. Any gratitude that you would like to be able to express, please feel free to leave that in the comments, and we'll just take a moment here to read that on air. So again, happy 11/11. Happy Stargate portal. Walking through that mirror, walking through with intention, stepping into that activation, opening ourselves up into more of who we are. And remember the temple, your sacred temple. Go back to that. I really, really encourage you to go back to that. Maybe tomorrow, as much as you choose. So you can kind of visualize yourself walking through it. First floor, pool, connecting with ancestors, asking what you need of them. Second level, mirror, seeing your potential, stepping through it, activating. Third level, connecting with the sphere, healing the sphere. You can kind of use the sphere to put your hands on this field and give Reiki to the earth. And then again, hole in the roof, hole in the temple, hole in the pyramid, rise up, do a little Reiki for the entire earth if you choose to. When you do that, when you fly up through the roof, continue to imagine the same way we did it. Every time you do it, think of it non-linearly. Imagine all of us kind of in that grid, encoding our love into the grid. And then you can go back to that little hug circle next to the tree down below. And you can connect with that child again, the child guide. So awesome. All right, I'm going to read some of the comments here. Let's see what we got here. Next Lifetime says, wow, lovely Ms. B dropping all the hearts and the ohms. Kaylee, thank you for everything, Brendan. You helped us so much. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you. Thank you for holding space, everyone. Seriously, it worked. I'm glad it worked. That was a production and a half in itself. So thank you for holding space. Meza Too Cool says, I cried. Next Lifetime says, I cried 3 times. At the end, I was shaking and tingling all over. Wow. Kaylee says, I cried thrice. Willow says, wow, Brendan, I am speechless. So lovely and powerful. Thank you, Willow. Yeah, Willow, especially, that might have been your first meditation you've actually done with us, Willow, to that scale. So I know for a lot of people, they're just yo, I want to stick around for more. And absolutely, this meditation, especially if this is your first time connecting, do yourself a favor and make sure that you follow me on Instagram. Connect to my Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man. That's the easiest way to stay in touch. Connect to our team chat. The link's in the YouTube info. You can also go to Paradigm Shift Central and connect to the team chat there. But you're absolutely welcome. Again, it's no accident that you are here. A few more comments I'm going to read here. Morphic Crystal said, you guys looked amazing. I like that, right? Let's someone draw a picture of us as a badass team with our activated avatars, right? You can see that in your mind. Willow says, I cried so much and needed that. Beautiful, Willow. Taylor,
aka birthday boy Taylor. Happy birthday, dude. Thank you so much for joining in. It's Taylor's birthday on 11/11. Taylor Eastman, he's one of our leading members and one of our Patreon supporters. Says, I think I cried for 95% of it. That was amazing. Awesome. Taylor, thank you so much, dude. Again, like, your guys' receptiveness means a lot to me, because it means that, again, you know, like, we showed up together as a team. Willow says, y'all are so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Morphic says, I cried 3 times. Powerful AF. Liv says, that was absolutely amazing. Next Lifetime says, felt like secret personal getaway. Very much so. Absolutely right. Let's see. There's quite a few comments here. I might not even be able to read through all of them. Or we just stay up and just read all of them for a while. These are great comments too. I love this. Morphic says, all of you are badasses. Blessings to all. Willow says, Brendan, you're a wonderful wordsmith. Thank you, Willow. Thank you. Again, so a little bit of context with that. My notes for that are like this long. My notes for that, I'll give you just kind of behind the scenes, because I'm sure some of you are interested. My notes on that, like, what I kind of did, like, I kind of like wrote out this story, and then I kind of have point forms, and then I have like music notes for when certain songs start and end. That's the challenging part, was getting the music, the audio. I'm sure at some points you probably noticed the audio might have been like too low or something like that. Again, that's just part of the challenge. But then I have like these are my notes, right? Like beach scene, womb scene, childhood scene, flying over landscapes and going through time, loving everyone, seeing everyone who's lived and loved, and also brief parts of war. The inclusion of the war was actually something really important for me, and I want to, again, kind of like use that as a chance to incorporate the fact that November 11th, coincidentally, synchronistically, is Remembrance Day. That's not a coincidence. The fact that, again, Remembrance Day is on 11/11 because that's when World War I ended, right? Synchronistically, right? But again, it is kind of a way of being able to look back on our past, look back on those times of war, but to be it as a way of being able to bring in more gratitude and to move forward with peace. That is what I see a very important theme of Remembrance Day. So without having to make this like too much about Remembrance Day, that was something that I naturally wanted to be able to incorporate in there. And I feel that's something that you wouldn't normally see in a lot of meditations, but it's something that felt important for me to be able to do. I'd be curious to kind of just like, I feel like going back, I could have done it a little bit differently. For example, like I almost wanted to be able to, but that's the thing, I have to kind of be conscientious of the person doing it, and I don't want them to necessarily put themselves in that experience. I want them to more be the observer. But going back, if you think about this again, I invite you to kind of go back through those times of war and almost like imagine yourself like as the person on the battlefield. Imagine yourself as like, you know, the person like being hurt and hurting, or something like that, or like, you know, doing the hurting, you know, on both sides of the conflict, and you kind of see yourself on both. It's a very powerful idea in meditation. So again, just going through the notes, and I had like, again, you know, just like meeting up with your present self, looking into the future, and then arriving at the temple, and then the floors on the temple, and then like the astral projection, and then like the Dragon Ball Z stuff. For those of you who are here for the first time, you wouldn't have known this, but for those of you who did this meditation last year, we actually went to the same temple. We literally went to the same temple, and so going to the temple and going to the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, that was literally the meditation that we did last year, but this time in a slightly different context. And originally I wasn't fully sure if I was going to do that. I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to do that, but ultimately I decided to do it. I'm like, actually, you know what? Like, I think it makes sense that we go back to this temple, because I want to be able to give people something that they can go back to. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. So I think it's, again, you know, something that I encourage each of you to kind of, if you were inspired by that temple meditation, go back to it, you know, go back to that sacred temple type thing. So I'm just going to chit chat just for a little bit longer, and then we'll wrap this up. Thank you again, everyone. I'm just going to read a few more comments here. 1111 Balance says, words can't do justice how amazing that was. Thank you, Brendan, and all of you for this experience. Absolutely. Again, thank everyone. Like, seriously, thank everyone for like holding space together. You guys did an amazing job. Shauna says, thank you so much. I'm bawling. Again, I just, my heart, like, I can feel it. I can feel my heart right now, right? Florence says, so beautiful. You're all such strong souls. Again, I'm just going to kind of go forward here.
Liv says, I cried and transmuted so much pain and sadness. I felt like I was floating at the end of it. So much love for each and every one of you. Mama Gaia, thank you so much. Again, that was a very powerful idea. Again, that just kind of recapping on kind of what we did from like that higher perspective. That idea, like part of the context that I was creating here was like, yo, let's literally send healing energy like throughout time. Like that's a crazy idea, but there's something that happens there. Like there's actually something that's like really happening when we do that. And again, I feel it's when we take the time to do that things can happen. So let's say literally the fact that there's like X number of people tuned into this meditation, thousands of people eventually, what difference does that make for the world? How much of where we're going in the future is actually going to be created as a result of us looking into the past and healing the past through like time traveling meditation? That's essentially what we were doing, right? Crazy like advanced stuff, but to me it's just like, yo, let's do it. Let's like, why not, right? So let me know what that felt like. Again, kind of that idea. Do you guys feel that? Do you like literally? I feel it. I feel like the fact that like we spent time looking at our past and we sent that healing energy to our past. I feel like that's something that the past probably hasn't gotten. I don't know how many people are regularly meditating about that, but I feel like that was something important for us to do. So again, with the 1111 Stargate, I really see it as kind of like this period where it's like reflecting on where we have been, where we are now, where we are going, and stepping through with intention. So that's kind of why I worked in these themes. Okay, I'm just going to read through a few more comments here. There's probably more comments than I can read. Mo Cowboy says, these blue eyes leaked tears of joy as I watched the adult me having always been there for the child during each of the trauma and joy experience in life. Unseen by child, yet always there. Beautiful, Cowboy. That's exactly, again, kind of what I was hoping to be able to get. And imagine that just by us doing that meditation, we've created this time loop now. Like, this is really trippy, right? This is like kind of like out there stuff, but we've created this time loop where simply us being here present and thinking back on our past has created that moment so that when we are in our past, the future self was there looking back on us. Like, can you get that? Can you understand like what we just did there? And again, what happens when we do that into the future as well, right? So your future self is like already with your present self, vice versa. Lovely Miss B says, I cried, it was fun, happy activations. Morphic says the chills was real. Shauna says, I cried a few times too. I just forgave like a lifetime of trauma with my mom. Beautiful. Wow. Again, like, see, that's the thing, right? Like, I'm holding space for this. There's probably more stuff that happened with this meditation than I can even fully know, because you guys will know it. It'll be unique to your experience. And absolutely, like, that was a very personal thing. And I wanted it's challenging to kind of do what I just did, because I wanted to make it where it's like specific, yet something that you still customize, right? Can you feel what I did there, where you create the space and then you customize it? But I can imagine that through what we did there, that idea of like being in the womb and being born and like being conscious of your birth and bringing back memory to that and bringing back love to that, again, it creates this like connection through time. That's super, super powerful. So by you doing this practice, you've given yourself a huge gift. Like, you're going to feel the effects of this meditation kind of like ripple out for the next several weeks is kind of the intention of this. And you tell me like whether or not like that is the case for you. But I do feel that, again, the intention with this meditation was to like heal a lot of stuff from our past, to embody in the present, and to move forward into the future, to activate, right? That was the intention of this broadcast, to activate, to move forward with purpose and intention. So thank you again, everyone. Okay, I'm just going to read a few more comments here. Morphic says, first group meditation ever. Awesome. I'm so glad that you guys got to do this group meditation. A quick reminder, if this was your first time, absolutely, you can go back and check out past meditations. There's literally like lots and lots that I've done over the years. So go ahead and check out some past meditations if you really enjoyed this meditation. There's other story meditations that I've done that have like their own stories and stuff. Again, paradigmshiftcenter.com/broadcast or /meditations rather. You can find the links down below. All right, okay, let's get close to wrapping this up. I know some people are just jumping out now, but there's still like probably like 50 people just hanging out here. So quick note for everybody here, you are welcome to connect with each other. Drop your Instagram tags into the info below and then like add each other afterwards. So everybody here, like, go ahead, either join the Discord server, join our team chat, or post your Instagram handle and invite other people to add it. I'd love for more people here to connect with each other, because again, we just had like a bonding experience. We just grew as a team. Shauna says, I saw you all. The Astral, you're also beautiful. Aw. Dennis says, you're so amazing. My first time. Thank you, Denise. Taylor, happy birthday. Yes. Zentia says, I showed up here tonight. This popped up on my feed, and your light was so bright I had to stop and watch. Shine on. Zentia, thank you so much. Next Lifetime says the music at the end was beautiful. Yeah, so the music at the end, I may go back and add that to the info for those of you really interested, but it's all like music that I get through a website, Soundstripe. So I like pay a monthly thing and I can choose music there that I can use for videos and stuff. So earlier today I like was finding different tracks, and that was the soundtrack that we used. So there's like a synchronicity of how the music came to be in this. So it's not like music that you would really know. It's kind of like by these like unknown artists that license their stuff through this website that I use. So I'm grateful to be able to use that, opposed to like last time we did this, we used like the soundtrack from like Cloud Atlas, which we've done multiple times, and so it had like a similar vibe to it without being Cloud Atlas. I'm glad the music was enjoyable for you. Again, the music was really powerful, because when we have the music there, it creates those moments where again, that's where you often get the activation sensation. It's with the words, the intention, the context, and the music, and then through that, like, ooh, like usually that's what does it for me, right? So Liv says the music was cherry on top, so ethereal and relaxing. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. I'm glad you're happy with the choice. A huge Shauna says 11/11, a huge turning point for me last year because of your meditation last year. Thank you. So Shauna, thank you for joining in. Some people literally joining in from multiple last year's meditation and this year's meditation. All right, I'm almost caught up in the comments, and we're just going to wrap up this broadcast. Next Lifetime says, I definitely felt like we changed into a reality where our younger self did have those experiences. Wow, absolutely. Thank you again, lovely Ms. B, saying you did awesome. Again, I send that applause to the entire team. It was exceptionally intimate, says Kaylee. Absolutely. Thank you, Kaylee. Morphic says, honestly, now I have a different, more positive feel towards forgiveness. I was never a forgiving person. Wow, Morphic, thank you so much for sharing. That was awesome. You're awesome, says Chaz. Thank you, Chaz. Awesome, sweet. And I see people dropping their Instagram in the comments down below. So thank you again, everyone. We're going to wrap up this broadcast. Absolutely reminding you, just take time for yourself. Give yourself whatever you need right now. Relax, chill out, get some water, go look at the moon, record yourself howling at the moon. Send me video of that and we'll include it into our Howl at the Moon project. But again, be sure to connect with me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man. Even go to Instagram and just like let me know that you tuned into this. If you can do that, just be like, yo, like I tuned into that broadcast and that was super amazing. And again, instagram.com/Mystic Spider-Man. I'm just posting that into the chat. Most of you are already connected with me. Connect with me on IG. And also, again, a huge thank you to our Patreon supporters who helped make this broadcast possible. If you were like a huge fan of what we did here, definitely be sure to check out the Patreon, and you can sign up there with a monthly micro donation to add your support to help us do more of them for the community. And again, your support is appreciated in all forms. So thank you everyone for sharing, for being here, for adding your energy, for commenting. It is all super and equally appreciated. And again, if you want to connect deeper within our team, the $11 a month on Patreon allows you to join as a leading member, which allows you to connect with our future broadcasts on air. And also you can get the discounts for the quest item shop, and you can get like the affordable options for the Light Guardian crystals as well. And you can check those out at questitemshop.com as well. So yeah, so with that said, we're going to wrap this up. I feel super accomplished and grateful. So thank you again, everyone, so much. Please continue to share this broadcast with your friends. Tune in again for future broadcasts. We have our live regular broadcast Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead, jump into our team Discord chat. Like, the party can continue a little bit more in our team Discord chat. So if you're like, I don't want to leave, I want to stay in the live chat forever, jump over to our Discord chat. And again, the link for that is in the YouTube info. For those of you still tuned in on Facebook, I'll just post a quick link as well for those of you tuning in on Facebook. That way, to make it easier. That's our Discord link. Discord is like an application in itself. You can open it on desktop or download it. Back to team chat.
So you're welcome to jump over to the team chat if you aren't already yet. So awesome. All right. Wonderful job, everyone. Happy 11/11. Thank you so much again for holding space, for being a part of this experience, for especially like bonus points for you. Like, that was longer than an hour. Like, I know I'm like, this broadcast, like this meditation will be an hour. Honestly, it was like almost 2 hours, I think. So huge points to you. All right. So with that said, we're going to wrap up this broadcast. Thank you again, everyone, so much for being here, for being a part of this experience. My name is Brendan. Again, connect with me on Instagram at Mystic Spider-Man. Support on Patreon with you can with a monthly micro donation to support future broadcasts. Thank you to our Patreon supporters. Check out more at ParadigmShiftCentral.com. Subscribe at YouTube.com/SkullBabylon if you haven't yet. Check us out at Paradigm Shift Radio on iTunes for the MP3s. Join our team chat and continue to carry this inspiration forward with you. Let this experience kind of sit with you. Reflect on it. Go journal. Go, kind of connect with your guides, whatever you need to do. And we will see you again in the future. It has been an absolute honor. And again, I look forward to being able to co-create what we are co-creating together as a team, as a tribe, as a global group of badass individuals, as light guardians and as shifters. So if you're a person helping assist with a shift in consciousness through acts of creativity and compassion, then you are a shifter as much as you choose to be. So from one shifter, from one light guardian to the next, I see you, I honor you, I thank you. And until next time, keep it shifty. And I will see you in the future. Much love. Send me those messages on Instagram. Keep in touch. And I love you guys so much. Happy 11/11. Boo boo. And full moon. Ow, ow, ow. Finish off with a wolf howl with me. Ow, 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 ow. Awesome. All right. See you in the team chat. Much love, everyone. Good job. Special thank you to Danny Leonardo, whose music is featured at the beginning and end of this broadcast. Be sure to check out more of her work in the info in the YouTube below. Thank you, Danny.
Focus